Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Gina, and today we are off to see some self-destruction. So today we are going to talk about these books will self-destruct in 12 months. So I've seen this around. I think it's a very intriguing idea, and I've put together a list of 10 books that will officially self-destruct, aka have to be on hold next January if I do not read them. So let's just jump into it. The first one is the only middle grade on this list. It is The Seven Wonders, The Colossus Rising by Peter Larangis. He wrote 39 Clues, which I read the first one and I really enjoyed. It was really cute. It's blurbed by Rick Riordan, which is the reason I bought it, but I've had it for forever and I have not gotten rid of it. Like, I've literally gone through maybe 10 on hauls since I got this. Still have not read it. It's pretty short. I mean, it's a middle grade and I think it's like... It is the start of a series, which I think is part of the reason I'm so hesitant, but literally like 350 pages and it's a middle grade, so it's got huge font. So there's really literally no reason for me not to have read this, but I keep avoiding it. So I'm putting it on this list so that I'll finally read it. It says, just one boy. Jack McKinley is an ordinary kid with extraordinary problems. In 6 months, Jack is going to die. So there's a bunch more, but that's all I need to know. I'm very intrigued. Very much the chosen one trope. Number 2 is The 5 People You Meet in Heaven by Mitch Albom. This is something that my mom had and she's read and she was obsessed with it. So she read it 15 years ago and has been telling me to read it ever since. Literally for years has been telling me to read it, like wants me to read it so bad, and I just never have. It migrated from her shelves onto my shelves and now I keep it in my home and I still haven't read it. And recently, very recently, I've been seeing it places, especially in the new year, new me, like self-awareness type thing. The 5 People You Meet in Heaven has come up a few times. So I don't know what this is literally about. The 5 people you meet in heaven, and this guy that goes to heaven meets them. So it is again a very short read, and yeah, it's under 200 pages. And this is a critically acclaimed author. He wrote Tuesdays with Morrie, which I've also heard is very good, and I haven't read that either. So I just need to get it done. I just need to finally like bite the bullet and do it. Number 3. So number 3 is Frostfire. This is the start of a trilogy, which at the point it said coming soon. Iced Kissed and Crystal Kingdom, which I think are both out now. Literally have had this long enough that, yeah, they've come out now. So it's the Canaan Chronicles. Haven't heard much about this. It's by Amanda Hawking. But again, this and a few of the other, like almost all the other ones are ones that I've had on my shelves and I refuse to unhaul them every time I go through an unhaul, but I don't read them. So this one is very intriguing. She's blonde hair and blue eyed, but she's marks her as an outsider, which is kind of a flip on the head of the like chosen one trope, because usually they fit in pretty well and they're like dark hair, dark eyed, and that's what like sets you apart. But it's very wintry. I'd like to get to it this winter because it is so wintry. And yeah, I'm just very intrigued, especially for Ice Kissed. So I really want to know what it's about. Next, The Demon Trapper's Daughter. So I have started this book 4 times, never finished it. Not because I DNF'd it, but because I would put it down and then come back to it and not remember what had been happening in the first 100 pages. So I would have to go back to the beginning and restart, and again I would get a partial of the way through and then not finish it. So I need to try and finish this book. if I don't finish it, I need to just officially DNF it and just get rid of it, because I can't keep starting it over and over and over and over again. It is about a literal demon trapper, which I find very intriguing. I tend to like demons. PC Cast, who wrote the House of Night series with her daughter, Kristen Cass, loved that series when I was younger, and this has the same vibe apparently. Devilishly clever and totally unique according to PC Cast. So this is my next one. Next is The Fairy Path by Freewin Jones. This is what I've been seeing everywhere. So I organize, you can't really see, I organize my shelves in rainbow shelves. I've done this for a while. They're not actually in the rainbow order. It's in a completely different order because I like to look at certain colors, and so I hide other colors. So this is a beautiful green edge. So I have kept it because it looks good on my shelves. What is that? I have kept it because it looks good on my shelves, and I don't really have very much of this green color, and I like this green color, so I wanted to keep it on my shelves. That's ridiculous. But I've recently seen some stuff about this because this is a full series now. When I bought it, I don't think it was a full series. I need to officially read it. I need to officially read it and either like it and put it in my permanent rainbow, which is the ones that stay in my collection, and those are up towards the top of my shelves. Or I need to unhaul it because keeping it for the spine is dumb. So that's the next one. Okay, number 6 is Reign of Shadows. This is one where I read the back. Like every time I go to unhaul on my shelves, I read the back, and it's a short blurb. It just says, "It wasn't so much that I could die. Everyone died. I wasn't afraid of death. It's that I would die with so little to show for my life, a long stretch of days spent trapped in a tower. I was afraid that that's all I would ever have." Every time I read that, I think of Rapunzel, and I'm obsessed with Tangled. I love Rapunzel. I love that story, so I keep it. Don't know anything else about this. I haven't really seen anybody else talk about it. Reign of Shadows by Sophie Jordan, but I just need to read it. I mean, obviously I just need to read all of these books, but I need to know if this is an actual Rapunzel retelling or if this is something totally different, and so it's going on this list. Number 7 is Night Spell. This is another one, Night Spell by Leah Cypress. She wrote Mistwood. So this is actually, I think I figured out, the second in the series. Let me check. Night Spell. No, I guess not. No, so this is one I couldn't figure out if this is the second one in the series or the first one in the series or what's going on, if this is even a series or if it's like a companion novel. So I need to figure it out. And if I do figure it out, I need to get the first one from my library, or I need to figure out where I can get the first one so that I can just read this. Yeah, this is always one that like I feel like I pick up and then I get confused and I don't know if it's the first one, and then I stop Googling it or like good reading it, and then I find out like if it's the first one or the second one. So doesn't matter. This is still going to be unhauled if I don't read it because I need to find the first one or the second one. Mistwood, I think, might be the first one. If it's a companion novel, don't care. I have to read that if it's required to read this one so that I can finally get this read. Alright, number 8 is My Lady Jane by the Lady Janies, which are Cynthia Hand, Brody Ashton, and Jody Meadows. I loved, one of my favorite books of all time is My Plain Jane. I love Jane Eyre, the actual book. I love Jane Eyre. And then the retelling was just amazing. It was so satisfying to see what happens. And I just thoroughly enjoyed it. Like, so much so. And I never, like, I got this one first. And then I got My Plain Jane. You playing with your keys? I got this one first, and then I got My Plain Jane. And I never went back and read this one, which I don't know why. I have literally no idea why. So it's going on this list because I'm 90% sure that I'm going to thoroughly enjoy this book, and I just for some reason keep skipping it over on my shelves, and I don't want to do that anymore. So this is number 8. Yeah? Mama is almost done. There's 2 more left, okay? Alright. Number 9 is The Unraveling. This is a sci-fi book. It's by Elizabeth Norris. This used to be popular, if I remember. This used to be something that a lot of people hauled, but I never really saw anybody read it, and I never really saw anybody review it. So it used to be on a lot of shelves, but I never remember hearing anything other than I got it, basically. And I'm not a huge sci-fi person, so that's not like really my strong suit. I'm still trying to figure out what I like in sci-fi. And so this is going on the list because I keep it because it still sounds intriguing. The premise sounds intriguing because there's FBI involved. There's a ticking clock involved. I think it has something to do with genetics. I'm intrigued, but I still never pick it up. Last one is probably gonna get me in trouble. It's Delirium by Lauren Oliver. So, ooh, super shiny. I never read this. This was something that was huge on BookTube when I started watching originally. And I never read it. I never read it in its original cover, so I got it, and I finally got it in the new cover. It says sneak peek of Replica inside, which is funny because now Replica has a sequel out as well, and like that's how old this book is. And I still have never read it. People absolutely loved this. This and Shattered Me, which I also haven't read. This and Shattered Me were huge. And those were the 2 series that I didn't read because I read like Divergent, Hunger Games, Twilight, that kind of thing. But then I moved on to like the House of Night series. I went more paranormal, I went more monsters and stuff like that. Less dystopian. I read the selection, wasn't a fan, stopped going this route. And I just need to finally read it. My library has the rest of them, so if I love it, I can read the rest of them and I can just get it out of my system and have it read and finally be on the bandwagon and finally know what everybody's talking about. Do I think I'm going to enjoy this as much as I would have if I was 17 again? No, not at all. But I'm going into it recognizing the fact that this is a cult classic from when I was 17, like when I was significantly younger and didn't have the reading taste I do now. So hopefully that will that's kind of tampering my expectations and making it a lot easier for me to know exactly kind of how I think it'll go. So this is the last one on the list. All right, that's it. It's official. I have 10 books. These 10 books. Hold, please. No, how do people do this? Goodness, okay. These 10 books are what I'm going to self-destruct in 12 months if I don't read them. So I have until January of 2023 to read all 10 of those books, or they're being unhauled no matter what. Hold me to that, okay? So keep watching my TBR games because I'm going to try and fit these on there so that you guys can see if I liked them, if I didn't, and if I unhaul them anyway because I didn't end up liking them, or if I keep them and put them on my shelves. Yeah, so thank you so much for watching. I hope you come back again soon. I hope you had just enjoyed some tongue chatting, and like, comment, subscribe down below if you want to see more. Bye.